welcome to all our viewers of Herald TV. Soglia amche poleinarank, my mogaco yokar. We are watching the matches of Qatar World Cup 2022. We have reached now the round 16 stage, and two more teams have qualified for the quarterfinals. We have seen that Croatia beat Japan on penalties after 1-1 full time, then extra time of 30 minutes, and penalty Croatia won by 3-1. But the game of the day or the night was Brazil South Korea, where Brazil decimated South Korea, which was not exactly expected. 4-1. And it was pleasant to see Neymar, superstar Neymar, made his return in the knockout stage. And today we have Morocco versus Spain at 8:30 p.m. And then another big match where I think Goans are just looking for, and that is Portugal versus Switzerland, and that is at midnight 00:30 hours. We have so far the quarter-final lineup: Croatia versus Brazil, Netherlands versus Argentina, and then we have got England versus France. We are all set. We have new panelists today. We have two eminent personalities, professors in their own world, and one is the assistant professor of St. Xavier's College in Mapsa. He has been a national football referee, having officiated at that time in ISL, in I-League, and of course the Goa Professional League and so many other tournaments. He has excelled both at the college level, in the computers, as well as in football, and it's my pleasure to welcome Parmanand Mandrekar. Welcome, Parmanand. And we have another tall personality who is making waves at the Dampa of Commerce and Economics, and he has been the director of the physical education, and he has been there for quite many years now. He is Dr. Michael Dias. Dr. Michael, my mogaso yokar tuka. दोगांयकोय तुमकां पयलेच फावटी तुमी येता. आमी बरे खुशाल आहा की दोगोय परमानंद आणि डॉक्टर मायकल आमचे मदें आहा.
It's our pleasure, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Carl, you must have seen the first match, Japan-Croatia. What is your take on Japan especially? Because, you know, they have made big moves, big games, big victories, and then ultimately they went on penalties.
First of all, I feel a proud Asian to associate it for the game of football, because Japan has made us, all of us, proud, the way they played football, and especially the world powerhouse. They defeated Germany, they defeated Spain, and you know, they made a mark at the international level in such a way where the team like Croatia, who was last year's World Cup runner-up, was feared to play with them in the start of the match. The way the match started, it looked like Japan had a upper hand, but as match progressed, I think Croatia overpowered them due to their experience, and their defensive and resistance in fact made a huge difference.
It was the very first penalty shootout in the Qatar World Cup, and the savior, you know who, the goalkeeper, who made 3 good saves. What is your interpretation of the penalty shootout especially?
Japan, as Parmanand said, they started confidently. In fact, they expected to finish the game during the normal duration, 90 minutes, and then the additional 30 minutes. But then it went to tiebreaker, and the body language of the Japanese players, you could make out that they were not confident in the penalty shootout. The first kick itself that was saved, it put a lot of pressure on the other players that were to take the remaining kicks.
You mean to say they were very tired?
Not really, not really. In fact, the experience of Croatia, and mind you, they have kept their record of 100% winning the tiebreakers at the World Cup. I think that experience of winning those tiebreakers made them to calm their nerves and go into the tiebreaker and win those tiebreaker.
Do you believe so, Parmanand?
Oh, definitely. And in fact, another most important thing is, Croatians played very smartly against Japan. Japans were all this time played smartly in terms of, weaknesses and strengths. They were calculating well. The Croatians stumped them by, initially going on a defensive, trying to take a maximum possession of a ball, and later on, as they were getting exhausted, they tried to attack them, if you look at it. And in the first part itself of that penalty shootout, kick from penalty mark, Japan lost it. Because they, as Michael said, they wanted to finish the match within 120 minutes. And they were not ready for the kicks from
The penalty
shootout.
shootout. But it was goalkeeper Dominic who saved them. And he is the third goalkeeper to make 3 saves in a single World Cup penalty shootout after Portugal's Ricardo in 2006 against England and Croatia's Subasic versus Denmark in 2018. Croatia converted their first, second and fourth. They failed in the third penalty. Whereas Japan converted only the third, failing to score in the first, second and fourth. Before this match, Dominic had saved 14 of 54 penalties, and it was Peselic who converted the decisive penalty. What do you say, Parmanand?
As I said, I think Croatian goalkeeper was lucky, fortunate enough. Yesterday's penalty he got, all 3 penalties were not taken in a way Japanese would have preferred to take. The first itself was
Do you mean to say, was it a little bit easier for him?
easier. Goalkeeper, it was much
you also
easier.
agree, Dr. Michael?
Yes, easier, but they were low. When a goalkeeper dives, usually they go down when they go for the tiebreakers. And all, if you see the save that he has done, they're all down at the floor level.
So it was the problem with the penalties as such.
Penalties taken. I think the problem main with the mindset of a Japanese player. They are good players, experienced players, and played at the highest level of professional leagues all over the world. But the pressure of the World Cup actually, I think, sung them at the last minute for that kicks from penalty mark.
Actually, Japan went ahead. And it was Perisic's brilliant goal which cancelled out Maeda's opener for Japan. And it was a very good goal. And he scored his 10th goal at major tournaments. How do you feel the performance of this Perisic?
As Praman said, Japan started well and Croatia won the defensive. But then after the half time, Croatia analyzed their match, Japanese, and they came all out. They were determined. Initially, Japan didn't give space to all these people, especially Luka Modric, who is a well-known international star. He didn't get those spaces to feed them. But then they realized the spaces that they could capture and put those crucial balls. And if you see that header that he did out of nowhere, that power that he generated from far, you know he's a star.
And a placement, and a cool and calm finisher. The gentleman, the player, finished it so coolly. He had seen the goalkeeper's positioning. Initial movement of the goalkeeper was slightly towards the right side. He saw that and he headed the ball towards the others. Intelligent.
They say that Japan, they were the better team during the match. Yeah. But Croatia kept their calm during the penalty shootout. Do you agree with that?
Definitely.
Experience counts.
Experience counts.
It was, in fact, to add on, Japan's perseverance did not play yesterday well. It was the resistance and defensive approach initial of Croatia won the match for them.
And what do you think about Croatia now?
I believe that they will get a lot of self-belief in themselves because in the league stages, they didn't start well, including the match yesterday. They didn't start well, but that confidence of defeating a team that has already defeated and put 2 major giants out, that is Germany and Spain, will give them a self-belief that they can go on and do the best that they can, what they have done in the previous World Cup.
But looking at their overall performance, they are now meeting Brazil.
Yes.
What do you foresee?
If you ask me today, it's 95% versus 5. 5%. But on a given day, anything is possible. But way the Brazil have come up and way they are going to go from here on, we are going to get a fiesta, or we are going to get a great football to see watch in coming days.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. There's something in store for all of us. And how do you rate so far the performances of the team, Doctor?
I think this World Cup has been one of a kind, in the sense previous World Cup we would say, okay, this team is weak, okay, this team, this match, we could do more or less some kind of prediction. But the present World Cup, it is open to anyone.
And as a referee, I have to add,
Yes.
these teams have made a job of refereeing a little easier.
Is
because,
it?
Yeah, because they are playing football. They are playing attacking football. They want to score goals. They don't want to physically damage or hurt players. You look at the number of yellow cards. You look at the number of red cards. You look at the number of offsides. The team which are winning are making minimum offsides. And focus is fully on the play. Players are not going that easily for a man. They are going for a ball. And that's great sign for a football and for refereeing.
That's a pretty nice observation from a referee.
And during the league stage, if you remember well, there was a situation wherein if everything was tied, it was on fair play.
Is
The
it?
team would qualify.
I know, I understand that. But very interesting matches, and I think something different which
Very
we
much.
never expected earlier. We are coming through the halfway mark of our Bend It with Herald program, which is supported by Decathlon Kalangut, Martin's Corner Betalbatim, Adlengoy Family Restaurant, Doryadeger Multi-Cuisine Restaurant in Old Goa, and Martin's Place Village Bistro, Navilim. We are coming exactly on the halfway mark. Don't go away. We'll be coming back very, very shortly.
Please do drop in at a small little family restaurant called Adlengoy, which is just 5 minutes from Basilica of Born Jesus and Say Cathedral. In this small restaurant, we serve authentic Goan cuisine, and we are known even for our fresh fish, chicken, mutton, etc. Also, we are known even for the other cuisines like tandoori, Indian, Indo-Chinese. So why don't you come over? Also, we have a full-fledged bar, and our bartenders do really good, amazing cocktails and mocktails. And also, most important point, we are having a live premiere of the FIFA World Cup. So do drop in with your family and friends, and for reservations, dial the number on the screen.
Today we are at Martin's Place and the ambience sarke chod bare. Like, look at this, so spacious and so nice. You feel like dancing. So let's cheers for it. The food here is next level. Like, it's so good, and so the prawns, guys, they were so kurkurit. Like, it is approved by Mr. Kurkurit. So look at me, eat them. And Goan sausage stuffed squids. Kitne lagtale rahe ho. Sam ke kadis boom bang zata. And tenge signature dish mila mare stuffed crabs. Kitne lagta bara pure crab meat, white wine, and cream and cheese gun. Jauna hel mera ami prawns pulao and chicken kafrial. Kafrial ki lagta har ke chod bare ta pulao.
Welcome back. You are watching Bandit with Herald TV, and this is the QATAR World Cup 2022. We have talked much about the Japan and Croatia, where Croatia won on penalties, and now we have the one and only match that delighted everyone, that is Brazil-South Korea. World Cup of favorites. They produce a performance to delight the fans and terrify potential opponents as they ripped through South Korea with 4 first-half goals to secure a hugely impressive 4-1 victory in their last 16 clash. Brazil were ahead after 7 minutes as Rafinha's low cross reached Vinicius Jr., who expertly lifted the ball above the charging goalkeeper and 3 defenders. 5 minutes later, it was 2-0 with a Neymar penalty, and Richarlison, player of the match, added a brilliant third after a spell of juggling, then a razor combination with Marquinhos and Thiago Silva that had Brazilians' delirious fans dancing. Lucas Paqueta volleyed in the fourth after 36 minutes. Five-time champions Brazil. What a match.
Big possibility to be six-time champion. Maybe too early to make a statement.
No, you are not
but,
wrong. You are not wrong, let me tell
But
you.
the way they are playing football, and yesterday the delightful football, way they mesmerize every spectator, everybody watching around the world with their aggressiveness, their strength, their skills, and the speed of the football. I think they have made a big statement in coming days that we are going to lift this trophy.
Permanent, you are supposed to go to Qatar.
Yes.
Aren't you repenting that you have missed Brazil yesterday? At
Definitely,
least.
definitely. I think my heart cries when I see my friends there posting video calls, or they are trying to send WhatsApp photographs and all, and you feel wish
You were
I
there,
could have been
you were
there.
And Dr. Michael?
Yesterday's match was the Brazil that of old, that we knew of, attacking vintage, yes. And the samba style of football. The third goal, as you said, summarized what Brazil plays.
The 5 times champion Brazil played the second half as an exhibition, denied more goals only by impressive Korean goalkeeper Kim, as they turned their attention to Friday's quarter-final meeting with Croatia. Korea worked tirelessly and bravely to try to limit the damage, and were rewarded for their own attacking efforts when Park smashed in a brilliant long-range shot behind Alisson 13 minutes from time. But Alisson also proved his greatness yesterday.
Yes.
What do you say, Parmana?
I think Korea still won the heart of people again in terms of talk about Asian football. Both the team, Japan and Korean, they did fantastically, fabulously well. Even yesterday, they were overpowered with a super team. They played super football, Brazil, whereas Korean did their level best. Even they got few chances.
Yes.
One of the goal which I saw, which was saved superbly by the goalkeeper.
Alisson did
nice.
wonders
Wonderful
yesterday.
job, yeah.
Yes.
So they could have been, score could have been 4-2, 4-3. But then if it was 4-2, definitely I think Brazil would have gone for more.
Yes, they would have.
They
But the
definitely.
Seleção, they are chasing a first World Cup trophy since Ronaldo, Rivaldo, and Ronaldinho sapped to glory in 2002. 82-year-old Pele, who is fighting colon cancer, posted a message saying that he would watch them again from the hospital bed, and he might have also recognized something in the wonderful way of Brazil's play from the moment Vinicius Jr. coolly found a 7th-minute opener. What do you say about that?
I will
Yes,
interrupt
please.
Michael. Sorry,
Yes.
Michael.
Go ahead.
I think Pele chance of coming out from the hospital after watching yesterday's match has increased.
Maybe.
The way the
But
football is
Yeah,
alive.
because a lot of people say he
No,
passed
yeah.
away
So
and things like
if
that.
that football will put another 10% of power in him to.
And if
to
you
see.
have watched yesterday, after the match was over, there was a big
the
Poster
match was
with the
this
poster.
is
Yeah,
dedicated to
Pele.
Pele.
And all of them joined, and what a great
moment for
Yes.
you.
Brazil's performance had samba sweetness. That's what Dr. Michael, you have said it. Please
Yes,
go on.
Yes. There was expectation of Brazil when they started the tournament that they're one of the contenders. But after yesterday's match, they have stamped their feet on the tournament and saying that here we come. The
They
sixth
say
title.
that after yesterday's performance, they are sure to strike fear into the quarter-final opponents, Croatia especially,
Very much.
and also the rest of the teams remaining in Qatar.
Very much.
It remains to be seen whether anyone has a chance against Brazil. What you all say?
The Brazil combination, you look at the way they play 4-2-3-1. Yesterday it was 4-2-3-1. And the speed in which the wingers moves, the half comes forward, and that defense and attack is so well balanced.
It's a fluid.
Flow is such a flow where, I think even coming teams like Argentina will be already feared about there. I think quarterfinal is not over, but Argentina must be thinking about Brazil meeting them in semi-finals.
That is what mostly are predicting.
Yeah.
Brazil, Argentina.
I must add that even though as they play their attacking football, they have a very able defender, a leader in Silva to guide the defense, so that the strikers, they don't have to worry too much. And with Casemiro to feed them those crucial balls, it makes a hell lot of a difference for them to do those attacks.
Brazil were simply irresistible in the first half. They could have easily have been 7 or 8 goals up, but goals number 3 and number 4 were things of beauty. Fast, crisp passing moves. There is no stopping Brazil, who paid the best tribute to Pelé, watching from his hospital bed in São Paulo in Brazil. The second half was a non-event, with Brazil taking their foot off the gas. But it was all about the first half display, which should strike fear into all other nations left in the competition. Do you think so?
Yeah, definitely. I keep on saying that, and I continue to say that I am looking forward to see their next match.
So I think everybody now has shifted to Brazil.
Brazil.
Is
And-
it so?
and I
Doctor?
think
And all of their 26, the squad whole players, all of them have got a chance to play in the
Yeah,
tournament.
that was something very, very surprising. Even their third goalkeeper.
Third goalkeeper.
Normally you bring the second one. But
yeah.
yesterday they gave a chance to
Chance
their
to third
third
goalkeeper.
goalkeeper.
Yeah.
What
No, that shows the team spirit. Team spirit is building now. Team is building, and team is not only on the ground. Team has to be even behind the scene. And by giving 26 all of the players opportunity, in the team spirit and the state of a mind of a Brazilian can be seen, and that is the key for their success.
It shows their bench strength also,
So-
that they can perform at the same level without dropping
That
the
is
game.
what everyone says. He says you are substitutes, you are equally good as the first 11. But yesterday the only team to prove that was Brazil.
Brazil.
Am I right?
Yes, definitely. And even they are trying to send a signal to everyone. Even Neymar may be hurt little bit around here. They have such a bench strength that can replace
Yes.
Neymar, and they can go ahead and do wonders. in
The
the
inclusion of Neymar was quite surprising.
Yes, and it does lift the morale of the team, because he's been the talismanic striker of theirs, and playing with the team, it does make a difference.
And then they substitute him because
They wanted
need
him
him for the
the
remainder
next-
of the
And I'll add on another thing. Yesterday's football, I think it was such a magical moment by so many players that has lifted not only Brazil football, and even they have lifted Pelé.
Yes.
And this type of magical moment in coming days we'll see more. Some amazing goals are going to happen. Some amazing saves are going to take place in coming days, and especially we are looking forward from Brazil. Some of the best goals and at best is supposed to come from this team.
Is it, Doctor?
Very much. And I feel the crowd also made a little bit of difference
Yes,
to the team.
yes,
The
yes.
whole stadium was painted yellow-blue in support of Brazil. So Brazil, it was like a home match for them. And it does make a difference to the players when they know they're playing in a home ground.
Vinicius Junior says, I am really very happy the way I have played and how the team also played. I quite liked the game. The team is so united. We want to dance all the way to the finals. This is more or less what you are
I'm trying to tell, expressing, and I think their dream will come through.
And they were so happy that all the Brazilian players held up a banner to support Pelé, who is currently in hospital. What a beautiful message that they have sent to Pelé, but also to the entire world.
And I'm sure it is going to lift, as he said, Pele's fight and get well back on at least in the stadium to watch his country perform.
But ultimately, Brazil delivered an ominous message to their World Cup rivals. Dazzling display of attacking brilliance, which saw Neymar returning to action after an injury. But it was only one element of a devastating performance that ripped South Korea to shreds. Parmanand, you have rightly said that everybody was a star yesterday.
Yes, definitely they have played as a unit, and the unit has got such a strength. And what was yesterday seen in specifically in the first half, some of these players' movements. I have seen all Brazil matches, and some of the movements were, that combination I'm talking about,
Yes.
4-3-2-1. Every now and there were some changes in that. The players shifting positions, if you look at it, and everybody is capable of making a difference and making a name in that team.
What do you say?
It was a free-flowing game, and as South Korea, they had no answers to the moves that Brazil were making.
Nobody expected that it would be a sort of a massacre yesterday, because South Koreans also were quite up to the mark.
No, the goals in 7th minute,
The first 15
13
minutes.
minute, 29 minute, 36 minutes. I feel 29 minute was over for Korea. In fact, that goal, and these goals were not like just normal goals. Like these goals had a clear class written on those goals, and which made I think Koreans to go below.
They must
the-
have been demoralized. Totally
They
demoralized.
got demoralized, and they were not able to lift themselves from there on.
For 45 minutes, Brazil hit heights no other team has reached at this World Cup. They produced a collection of goals constructed in their country's best traditions. It brought memories of those golden days of Brazil. Is it so?
Definitely. And as I keep on saying, Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Roberto Carlos, we are forgetting. The type of class players
Romario,
Brazil has,
the old
Romario. I feel even they must be watching, and wherever they were, I think they must be thinking why we are not there in Qatar
In fact,
on
they
the
were in
field
the
of
stands.
play.
They were in the stands
On
watching, and I'm sure they were enjoying.
Yeah, on the field of play, though not possible. But that, and that this and beauty about football all over the world. It's lifting people, and I must say, may not be controversial statement, Qatar is a country where there is no liquor, beer, any sort of thing. But I think people are forgetting that part, and they are
It's all
just
forgotten.
enjoying. Yeah,
It's all
they are
forgotten.
just enjoying that
Yes,
beauty of
yes,
football
football.
games which are played.
Although initially they tried to
Tried
make
to
a
make
little noise here and there.
there, yeah.
But I think that's
brought
forgotten.
communities
Yeah.
together.
That's
No.
forgotten.
Yeah, that's
enjoying the game.
brought football
And,
has brought.
I
yeah.
feel I may be wrong that with yesterday's Brazil's lifting the standard so high,
Yeah.
people are delighted.
Delighted,
Very much delighted.
definitely.
What is your overall impression about Brazil?
Brazil has always been known.
But were you expecting this much?
No, I didn't expect. In fact, Korea had performed so well.
Yes.
In fact, in their last match, they defeated Portugal, and we thought that with Brazil, it will be like a close contest. But the first 15 minutes just decided the whole
In
match.
fact, I was thinking that this Korean team will frustrate Brazil. They will not allow them to score, push them as forward. But in football and in any sports, I believe, always expect unexpected.
But were you expecting this
Not-
type of game that
Not
Brazil
really.
displayed yesterday?
Not really.
And in fact, I'll tell you, team has got enough potential. Though I say it is unexpected, the time when it was the looking back what Korean did in the entire tournament. But the way they started, the 7th minute itself, I was telling myself, now difficult for Korea to even get up.
It's not possible.
Not possible.
And again, Richarlison's goal, golden moment of the tournament, and followed by a team dance.
Yeah.
What a way to.
That will unite Brazil like anything. Even if there were some differences in terms of any other issues, that yesterday's match and that few things what we have
If you
seen.
remember,
Yeah.
in 2014, they lost with Germany with 6-0, and it had brought their morale down. But I'm sure there was yesterday's victory that they did with that the devastation of South Korea. I'm sure their supporters will be back up there.
So I think everybody is now focusing on Brazil.
Brazil.
And they are focusing on the standard of the game,
Yeah.
which I think will reach even higher
Highest.
and greater heights. So we are coming to the end of this presentation of Bandit with Herald TV. The presentation was supported by Decathlon Kalangut, Martin's Corner Betalbatim, Adlengoy Family Restaurant, Doria Deger Multi Cuisine Restaurant Old Goa, and Martin's Place Village Bistro Navelim. to Dr. Michael and Parmanan, a very big thank you for having acceded to our request to be here with us. It was a great pleasure to have both of you. Your expert comments were very valuable and timely, I must say. Thank you, Parmanan. Thank you, Dr. Michael.
Yeah, thank you so
Thank you,
much
sir.
for inviting us. Thank
It's
you
a
so much.
pleasure. And we'll be inviting you more. And we hope you'll oblige us.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
To all our viewers, thank you very much. Stay in tune with us. We will be there also every day, tomorrow also, and also the day after. Bye-bye.